Hey VCE HHD students, my name's Andy, I'm a VCE Health and Human Development teacher. In this short video, we're going to look at answering the 2018 VCE HHD exam, question number 12. Before we dive into question number 12, just a reminder at the Health Resources Hub YouTube channel, a new video like this one will be coming out each day between now and the HHD exam at the end of this year. So make sure you subscribe and let your friends know too who are doing HHD so you can access all of those videos. You can also sign up to the ACE Health and Human Development exam preparation sessions I'm running at the end of this year for ACE at book.acedvce.com. You can see our social media links there if you'd like to follow us and get access to alerts to all the new videos that are coming out each day, and also our email if you've got any suggestions on videos you'd like me to work on. So you can see here, question 12 in the 2018 exam was worth 11 marks, and it started with a case study here. And so this case study was focusing on AD chocolates, and so this was a company that was providing chocolates in Fiji, and there was a growth in tourism within Fiji, which led to an increase in the amount of demand for high quality local chocolates, and that means that the local farmers were able to supply this chocolate, and overall there was an increase in the number of farmers that were able to provide them, and they were able to earn additional income as a result of that. And so you can see the first question there, A for 1 mark, was asking you to identify one priority area of Australia's aid program that this initiative represents. So just a reminder in 2023 that there is an old set and a new set of Australian aid priorities, and you're able to learn either of those for the 2023 exam. And so as I've mentioned in a previous video, I'd probably recommend just learning the old set because that's what all of the current resources in an exam like this was based on. So those kinds of questions and those resources will make more sense. And so because this program here was focusing on tourism as well as focusing on agriculture, there were a couple of different answers that you could have provided to that question. So you could have talked about agriculture, fisheries and water as one example of the priority area, or you could have talked about, over here you'll see the second one, infrastructure, trade facilitation and international competitiveness. So they were the most relevant, okay, out of the Australian aid priorities. You can see here for this question, just above a quarter of the state was able to achieve full marks for that question, so it wasn't done particularly well. Now, B was asking how this initiative reflected the features of Australia's aid program for 3 marks. Now, you'll see over here, this question was done really poorly, okay, in the 2018 exam, with only 4% of students able to achieve 3 marks. And so when thinking about the features of Australia's aid program, those are things like reducing poverty, increasing human development, promoting economic development, promoting sustainability. So you had to make sure that you were making some links from the program to one or more of those. So you'll see here the example of the high scoring response they provided in the examiner's report. Okay, mentioned that this program was aiming to reduce poverty, okay, of Fiji by increasing the capacity of, okay, that country to trade, because they were then able to trade this chocolate. Okay, it mentioned in the case study to countries such as Japan, which would obviously contribute to economic growth of Fiji, and also mentioned that was increasing their ability to be economically sustainable, okay, because through that increase in growth of income through the farmers, that would obviously then mean that they've got an ongoing source of income. So you'll see this high scoring response sort of linked into poverty as well as economic sustainability, and how the Australian aid program is trying to contribute to those things, which are a couple of features of that program. So then C was asking you to look at examples from the initiative and analyse the implications of increased world trade and tourism for health and well-being. And so making particular note there that it said using examples from the initiative, okay, this was worth 3 marks, and you can see once again, not many students were able to achieve 3 marks, and it says down here in the examiner's report, okay, that a common error was failing to link examples from the initiative to the discussion. So as I mentioned before, okay, you could have talked about the increased trade that was resulting, okay, to countries outside of Fiji from this chocolate, and then how that was contributing to obviously jobs within, okay, Fiji, and how that might have been creating a sense of purpose, okay, and meaning for those farmers in Fiji in relation to this new work that was coming from producing, okay, those chocolates. Obviously, there were links there you could have made to the growth of tourism within the country, which is also, okay, an increased source of employment for individuals in Fiji, or it might have meant that they were developing new relationships with tourists coming into the country, which could have promoted their social health and well-being. So trying to make a link to both the trade aspect and the tourism and a couple of dimensions of health and well-being would have helped you to achieve 3 marks for that answer. And then D, first part was asking what is meant by sustainability. So that was just a short description. So something along the lines of meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. And then the second part here for 3 marks was asking how the Australian government's investment in AD chocolates was contributing to sustainability. So remember, when there's a question like this, you could be linking into 3 different dimensions of sustainability, so social, economic, and environmental, or talking about sustainability in general as well. So you can see once again, this question was quite challenging for students, only 6% achieving full marks. You can see down here they've given an example of a high scoring response, and so this answer has mentioned that obviously the investment in AD chocolates meant that the annual income for Fiji would have improved, and that would improve the economic sustainability of the country, and also obviously for the farmers that were able to access that money. They also mentioned that it was promoting jobs, within that country, which is promoting social security, ensuring that people are employed, And they also talked about how it might mean that in future generations, they would also have access to jobs and income. So linking on to future generations is also really important in a question that's about sustainability. Obviously, you could have also talked about the fact that the program meant that the farmers were cultivating the land and making sure that that was producing these cocoa beans now and into the future, and that would contribute also to environmental sustainability. So there's a few different links you could make there. Okay, hopefully you found that video useful. As I mentioned, the Health Resources Hub YouTube channel is there, the ACE revision lecture I'm running, our social media links, and our email. Thanks so much.